Hey YouTube, Hambo here at the table along with my main man Fred with a big shout out to our good friend Tardisius. He's got a rockin' channel. If you haven't checked him out yet, you should. He just posted a video response to another channel that has 3,000 subscribers. Egad, man, well done. Anyway, the guy with the 3,000 subs was asking for people to show your daily carries. And he did his, and as he's a fellow Chicagoan and a fellow Cubs fan, and also a fellow supporter of our Second Amendment rights, I thought I'd show what I have. My daily carry and my other carry I carry occasionally that has a good story behind it. We'll make it quick. First of all, my primary daily carry is my Beretta PX4 in a .40 caliber. I've had this gun for about 3.5 years. I really enjoy it. Not quite as heavy as the 45s that I'm used to. Very good return to target. Amazingly good as a defense weapon. Extraordinarily easy to maintain, and does well. Carries a standard Beretta clip, 14 plus 1 in the chamber. The weapon is clear. The breech is clear. Just very, very well done. I find it incredibly easy to use. I did put the Hoke grips on it to give it a little extra control, even though I've got the proper back strap on. I just like the control that a Hoke gives you. And one of the primary things I like about this is the safety decocker. With the safety off, you have the weapon cocked. If you decide you don't want to fire, or you don't have to fire, simply depressing the trigger re-enables the safety and decocks the weapons. A lot of guns have that, but I really like it in this design. And the Beretta just does really well. Plus, the factory's only 98 miles away. If I got a problem, it gets hand carried there, as it did once already. I had a slight problem with the barrel. They took it in, repaired it while I waited, gave it back, walked out of there with it. Can't beat taking it straight back to the manufacturer. Anyway, that's the first one. And like I said, I carry that usually in a Galco leather belt mount, or my other two holsters of choice is an Uncle Mike Silhouette, basically a Fletch type holster. It does have an optional back strap, but you can carry it with or without that. And then a lot of times, if I'm just out during the summertime and I'm carrying the weapon, I will use one of my Uncle Mike IWBs. These are made out of neoprene. Really protects the weapon against the elements. Fits right inside the waistband of the pants, and all it's left holding is just the clip on the outside. Holds the weapon very close, very clear, very easy to get to if you needed it. So that's the primary carry. Now, the other one has a little bit of a story, and it's my pride and joy. And that is my Springfield .45 caliber Champion. Now, this weapon has kind of a story to it. I've had this weapon for about 6 years. Interesting thing, I was here in Virginia. I went to a gun show, and on one of the tables toward the back, this guy had a bunch of small wooden crates that were just stacked up, $35 a piece. And what they were these guns, completely disassembled and still in the gel coat, that rubbery, almost eraser looking like stuff that they shipped the weapons, and you had to dissolve it in gasoline to get to the parts. This gun was verified as having been manufactured in 1947 in Brazil. Now, the reason being is during the war, a lot of American gun manufacturers outsourced their manufacturing to plants outside the United States that were allies of ours, because most of the good steel in the United States was going to the large manufacturers. Tanks, artillery, airplanes, ships, vehicles. So weapons, especially small weapons, were farmed out to other operations offshore. And this was one of them. It's been sitting in a warehouse from then till now, and it was still in the gel coat. So since I qualified and ranked well with a .45 1911 when I was in the service, and my dad did as well, I thought it'd be kind of cool to take it to a local shop here that specializes in 1911s and have them dissolve it and put it together. I never expected it to work. I figured it would make a good display piece. I was going to mount it in a frame and put it next to my dad's picture. I thought it'd be kind of cool. Well, about a month later, the guy calls me and says, why don't you stop by, take a look? So I did. And the gun pretty much looked like this, except for the grips. It had the old U.S. wooden checker grips on it. And I said, oh, it came out pretty well. And then he held up a target with 7 rounds inside the 9 ring. He goes, yeah, it does pretty well. It's a nail driver. The thing was fully functional. He had to do minimal work on it. It was just the luck of the draw. So he says, what do you want to do? Well, I had him work on the injection mechanism. I had the Wilson combat trigger, set of Wolf SS springs. Worked on the ejection mechanism, like I said, and I put on the Hoke combat grips instead of the wooden, because my hands do get a little moist, especially in the summertime, and I wanted positive control on the weapon. And it made a choice piece even nicer. And I will carry this from time to time. A lot of times it just stays in the holster, locked up in the safe. It is in the parkerized finish. I like that rather than the chrome or the black. I mean, I just think it looks good. And I carry it in a Springfield 11 gear paddle holster on the side, loaded with Wilson 8-round combat mags, and with the Beretta and the Springfield, I carry my spare mags in Bianchi clip holsters. These are just excellent. They are just smooth, but they will hold, and it's just very easy to get to. A lot of people use straps over their magazines. I do sometimes, but for the last 2-3 years I've been using these Bianchis, and I really like the way they wear. I like the way they look, and they hold the rounds really well. So there you have it, the Springfield and the Beretta. That's it. Catch you later.